I get a lot of questions lately asking me if it's really okay for us to be watching owls, if it's safe for them rather than for us, which is a great question, so we're going to dig into that today. Hi everyone, I'm Yancy Lael. So as I said, we're going to talk about whether or not it's okay to be spending time with owls for them. I talk a lot about safety for us in other videos, but is it okay to watch them? Is it safe for them? I think this is a really thoughtful question, and it's so nice to hear people ask that and to know that they actually care that much about the owls and other wildlife. I think it's absolutely fine for them as long as we do it with respectful curiosity. I don't think there's any harm in it. It's true that anything that you observe is going to be affected whether the observee knows they're being observed or not. So it is true that we are affecting owls whether they know we're there or not. And let's face it, they know we're there. They can hear our presence before we even know they're there. So they are aware that we're watching them. But I think as long as we are, as I said, having a respectful curiosity, it's fine. I think that it's important to be curious and to get to know the outdoors, to get to know the creatures of the outdoors, to learn more about them. And in that way, we become advocates for them and for nature in general. And I think there's nothing more important than that. I also fear that there is an inherent assumption in that question that this is here and we are over here, when in reality we are in the same place, we are of the same place. A lot of people forget that human beings are animals. We belong to Animalia, and we are one of the birds. They're not mammals, obviously, but they are part of the animal kingdom as well. And so we are a cousin, a distant cousin. This is our land. This is where we came from. Just because we live indoors and we've become so modernized, that doesn't mean that we aren't a part of this. And I think we forget that so often. And I think honestly that is leading to so much destruction that we're seeing in the natural world today. I think it's so easy for us to disconnect from this world because we don't think that we belong here, but we do. So to come out here on a regular basis, to be curious, to watch animals, to watch plants, to watch just the way the sun hits the land at different times of day and at different seasons, all of these things to me can mean nothing but goodness. Nothing but good can come from them. I think that when we come out here and engage with nature and express our curiosity as fellow beings of this world, nothing but good can come from that. I think it'll make us rethink whether or not we want to get a one-use plastic straw at the next restaurant we go to, or whether or not we want to re-elect our senator who might be taking $500,000 a year from oil and gas companies. Nothing but good can come from this. If you're genuinely concerned about the effect that your observations might be having on owls, then I suggest trying to ask for permission. I know this might sound funny, but I say this to people all the time, and the only people who kind of get it are kids. So if you want to pick a flower or something from a really beautiful bush, or gather berries, or watch an owl, ask them if it's okay. We are all living beings, and just the act of asking permission is showing respect to them. It doesn't matter that we don't speak the same language. Some people argue that animals and plants don't speak at all, which I find completely erroneous and ridiculous to think. Of course they speak, we just don't understand them. So just ask. The inherent understanding that is between all sentient beings, I believe, is there, and it will be understood on some level, and you'll get a hit of whether or not this is okay. Sometimes from an owl, owls are very good about boundaries. If they don't want you there, they're going to leave. If they really don't want you there, they will make you leave. So you'll get your answer one way or the other, but if they're okay with it and they just kind of sit there and you feel like it's okay, then stay and watch. I think there's just something so profound about sitting in the company of an owl for 30 minutes or however long they let you, which is something I've done many times. It just allows you to really soak in another life force, to just really, really absorb what's going on around you and to be present, which is something that's so hard to do in our fast-paced culture. So again, I think nothing but good can come from observing owls as long as we are being respectfully curious.